Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video on different types of cameras and different types of camera brands. So I hope this is very helpful to anyone who's looking for a new camera or guys want to know a little bit of insight on different cameras, of my experiences that I use and my opinions. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. So before I get started into showing you different cameras, I'm just going to give you a little bit of insight on me. Ever since I was little, I really do love taking pictures. I love cameras. I love photography. I can look at photography blogs like forever. I just love artistic photography, especially scenery photography. And my dad says I got it from him because he used to take professional photos and stuff before I was born and stuff like that. He has equipment, I don't know where it is because he has it in storage somewhere, but I really do love photography. I've always had a camera on hand ever since I was little. So I'm just going to be showing you guys a couple of old cameras right now. Alright, so FYI, I don't know why we have mostly every single camera that we've ever owned in this house, but the oldest one I could find is this one. It's very bulky. It's a Nikon One Touch, and this is pretty heavy. Look how thick it is. Like seriously, I can't imagine myself like nowadays carrying this huge thick camera, but this camera my parents used throughout my childhood taking pictures. Like my mom and dad, especially my mom, would take millions of pictures of me and my brother growing up. Like she captured every single moment. Like seriously, we have boxes and boxes of pictures. And yeah, so she used it. I remember this camera throughout my whole childhood because I've used it also. I think we had this camera until maybe when I was in 4th or 5th grade, which was a very long time ago. So yeah, and this camera used film, so you can definitely see how old this camera is. And yeah, alright, so I think when that camera broke, I think it was due to like water getting into it or something like that. My parents used tons and tons of disposable cameras. I mean, I've used up a lot of disposable cameras laying around. I don't know how many that we went through, but my mom would use this like if there was like a family function, a quick like activity I was in or my brother was in, or just something that she really needed a camera. She would buy tons of disposable cameras, and this is a Kodak, and you can see how we don't use these anymore, but yeah, these were definitely available in drugstores or like gas stations and stuff, but this was definitely around a lot in my childhood and we used these a lot. Alright, so the next camera is when like digital cameras just first got onto the market, and my parents bought this as like a family camera, and this is a Sony Cyber-shot, and it's 2.0 megapixels. Can you believe that this is 2.0 megapixels? I mean, nowadays cameras are 8.0 or above, which is crazy to see like a camera with a 2.0 megapixel. And this camera has this dial right here that has different sceneries and modes to a camera. That's my favorite thing about any camera, is to have this dial, to have different options for your video or for your pictures. And look how small the screen is. Like that is so freaking small. Like I don't know how we saw pictures through this, but we definitely got some use out of this camera. It's definitely old, and look how long the memory stick is. Like seriously, this is a definitely old camera. I remember using this camera also, and it did take good pictures back then, but not as good as the ones that we take now. So this is just another example of an old camera we have around. Alright, so this is the exciting part. This is when I first got my own digital camera. I was in 6th grade, and my parents bought me a camera for my birthday because they obviously know I was going through tons of disposable cameras, Polaroids, whatever, and they actually got me my first digital camera, which is so cute because I remember this. I was so excited when I got this, and it's so cute. Teeny camera. It's a Nikon Coolpix 3200. Look how cute it is. I thought it was the cutest camera. I thought it was so cool because I had this cute little silver camera. I like having a dial on my cameras because there's different options you can do with the camera and photos and all that stuff. And look how small this screen is. Like seriously. And this camera, battery powered, so you had to always change out the batteries. There was no rechargeable batteries back then. you always had to put in batteries like all the time. I had this camera from 6th grade to about 8th grade. Alright, so my next camera I do not have, which I'm so upset because that was my favorite camera of all time. I think I got it 9th or 10th grade. It was definitely on my birthday. It was one of the newer cameras. I know it was around $200 because that was my only birthday present I got from my dad. And that was one of my favorite cameras. It was a Sony camera. It was all black. And it was one of those cameras where the front you can slide down, which I thought was so cool. No one had it. I thought it was amazing. And I had that camera from 9th or 10th grade until after I graduated high school. And then that October I went to like a college house Halloween party, and I didn't have any pockets in my costume. So I told my cousin to hold it because she had a pocket in her costume, and I don't know why, but she put the camera on top of a refrigerator and it got stolen. And I was so upset because that was my favorite camera of all time. It had the best picture quality I remember, and it was just so amazing. I was so upset. I did not tell my parents what happened to that camera because I was so scared, because my birthday is November 15th. A week later is Thanksgiving, so we always take pictures on Thanksgiving with family and all that stuff. So I did not tell my parents, so I saved up some money and bought some like retarded camera at Kmart. It was like a Kodak. It was bulky and blue, I remember. I took it to the Thanksgiving dinner. We were going to New Jersey, I think. And I pull it out, take pictures, and I hated the camera. It was like the worst camera I've ever gotten in my life. And I finally told my mom what happened. So my mom told me to get the receipt and let's return the camera, and she was gonna buy me my next camera. And that's what happened, and I'm so sad. I really do miss that camera till this day because I seriously thought that was like the best camera in the world. But yeah, that's what happened. The camera that my mom got me is a camera that I got for Christmas, I think, or that month. Yeah, I think I got it for Christmas. And my mom interchanges her membership from Costco to Sam's Club like every other year. And my mom got me this Sony camera. So I've had this camera since then until now. And I had this for like 3.5 years. The camera is definitely a trooper. Like seriously, I've dropped this camera so many times. Just this past year, I dropped it, I don't know how, I dropped it somewhere and it cracked right here, so the wrist holder I couldn't put through, so I just had to hold it like this, like I couldn't even put it around my wrist, which sucked. And then, alright, so when I chipped this part, this past year when I went to Cancun with my family, I told my mom to take a picture of me, or told her to take a picture or something, and she pressed down the on button so hard that the button's all the way down, so it's like hard for me to like turn it on. Like I have to like dig my nail to get in there. So that was another thing that was happening with my camera. And then the 3-year marker of me having this camera, I was really thinking about switching it out to a different brand because I've mostly always had Nikon or Sony. So yeah, that's what happened. And this camera just recently died like a week ago, literally a week ago, because backstory for my first Halloween tutorial that I posted up for this year, I was filming it, I was done, like I was ready to film the final look of my eyes, and I don't know what happened. The camera fell from where I was filming to the floor, which is really high, and it just stopped working. Like it wouldn't close, my camera wouldn't close. It says please turn off, and I pressed the button and it didn't work, and I was just like, oh my god, what did I do? I hope it's not broken. Like seriously, why would this happen during a tutorial? And that happened. And then mind you, I still had the crazy glittery black and orange makeup on my face, so I had it on for a couple of hours, and then I decided to like press the on button to see if it works, and magically it worked. I was like, oh my god, thank god it works. Like I didn't want to spend money on a new camera yet, and I just was so upset, and then I was so happy that it worked, and I was like, oh my god, yes. Okay, so that happened. So then on Saturday I started to film halfway through another Halloween tutorial, which I don't know what I did, but I moved something and the camera fell lens open first to the floor. I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me it broke. And then it definitely died that day. Like, seriously, I was so upset. And this is what happens when I try to turn it on. Like a weird sound. It's just like this. Ugh, I was so upset. So yeah, it's officially. Anyways, the good thing about this camera, which I absolutely loved, it also has the dial with the different settings, great pictures and great video. All the tutorials that I have up that are recent are with this camera, so I thought it was a pretty decent camera that I got. Very good camera. I really liked it, and I'm sad to say, definitely dead. And I'm definitely gonna miss it. It was a very good camera for 3 years, and yeah. Okay, so that red one was my personal camera, and my mom bought a camera for herself a year after she bought that one. So she bought this Canon PowerShot SD-1200 IS, and this was 10 megapixels. So she got this camera. It had a nice screen and everything. This one does not have a dial. It just has the regular setting, automatic option, the camera option, and the video option. This camera, I feel like, since it wasn't mine, but I still used it, I feel like this camera was not good at all. Well, for me, because I'm very into like vivid pictures and great quality photos and stuff like that. This took great pictures, but the video sucked. I hated the video on this. Like, the video quality on this compared to this red camera sucked. Like, this had 8.1 megapixels and this has 10. This was so much better than this Canon camera, and I was surprised by that, because I heard Canon was like a better quality like brand and stuff, but I definitely did not like this camera at all. Like, I thought the Sony camera was so much better, like 100 times better, but this did the job for my mom, because she doesn't care. She's just like taking pictures and video, and that's it. Like, she's not like very into what I'm into. My mom isn't into the same qualifications I would need in a camera, so this was just like fine for like a normal person who just takes like whatever photos. But yeah. Okay, so since my camera died, I was so upset, so I started looking up new cameras that I would think I would want, and I was debating whether to venture off from Sony and get a Canon or a Nikon, but really I've looked at every review and every camera that I possibly wanted that was in my price range, and I just couldn't find myself going to something I wasn't sure about, because all people that I know personally and the customer reviews that I've read, basically the only time I would buy a Canon or Nikon camera if it was like a professional type camera, but most of the point and shoot cameras that I've read reviews about wasn't really. I would hear like you would get grainy photos when you printed them or you uploaded them on your computer. Like, I don't know, I'm just very into like great photo quality that I didn't really get a wow, I really need to get a Nikon or Canon camera. So I stuck with Sony and I got a Cyber-shot, and I was debating between two Sony cameras. Alright, so how I picked my camera. My mom has a Sam's Club membership right now, and I was looking at two cameras that I wanted that was both on the Sam's Club website and the Best Buy website, both around the same prices in those two websites. I did my research, looked through every review for both of those two cameras, and just picked out which one was a perfect fit for me. I was looking for great photo quality, great video quality, and just having options with that camera. And those two cameras were around the same price range, and that were in my budget. The Sony Cyber-shot H70. On the Best Buy website, it is originally $229.99, but it's on sale at $159.99, which you save $70. Oh, by the way, if you buy cameras off of the Best Buy when they're having sales, they're way cheaper than what you would see in store, just to let you guys know. and for a 1-year accidental protection plan, it's $24.99. I decided not to buy this camera off of Best Buy, but I did buy it off of Sam's Club. The camera that I wanted was in store in my local Sam's Club, so I went to the store, but this is how much I paid. Retailed at Sam's Club at $179.88. I bought that there. A 2-year protection plan, which was $19.99, basically $20. So in total, I paid $214. But my mom went half and half on me, so I paid $107 out of my own pocket. So I thought that was a very reasonable price, because in Best Buy, an extra year for a warranty on your camera is $24, whereas opposed to Sam's Club, for an extra 2 years of protection plan for your camera at Sam's Club, you would pay $19.99. So in total, I have 3 years of protection on my camera, which I thought was amazing. I really love this camera. And also, in Sam's Club, they only had the color blue for the camera, and in Best Buy, they only had the color black. So my camera is currently blue. It looks like this. H70, and this has 16.1 megapixels and has a 10x zoom. The other camera had the same megapixels. It was a Sony Cyber-shot also. I'll link the other camera that I was looking at down below, but I went with this one because it just that I read about this camera was so much greater than the other one. So I went with this, and I'm very happy. And what I like about it is, of course, the dial on the top. It has the different options. The screen is humongous, and the picture quality is amazing. So I really love this camera. I'm so happy I got it. So far, so good. I love it. I tested and played around with it. I love the pictures that I took. And my last tutorial, the Sexy Gothic Halloween makeup video, that's the camera that I'm using in that video. So I hope you see a difference in my video quality for tutorials. And yeah, so that's my newest camera. I'm so happy I got it. This video was helpful for any of you guys looking for a new camera or looking at what brand to pick and don't know which one to choose. I personally think the Sony Cyber-shot cameras are really, really good in my opinion and my experiences with all these. And I know for myself, I personally dream of having a professional DSLR camera one day, but realistically right now I cannot afford that at all. Like, it's so expensive. And I know a lot of the YouTube gurus on here that are like very well known have like professional DSLR cameras, video recorders, and all that stuff, and it's just not realistically for a teenager or someone my age who doesn't have a job or maybe does have a job, and it's just too much money for that. Like, seriously, not all of us have money. Some people cannot afford just basic things. So just remember, definitely do your research. You can definitely get good pictures and video out of a point-and-shoot camera. Definitely do your research. I'm telling you guys, just look at all the customer reviews possible and just talk to people who are really into cameras and get their opinions and which one's for you. I know everyone has different qualifications for a camera, so definitely look at cameras which are best for you and what you want out of a camera. Definitely pick something that's in your price range and definitely something that you want to invest in and put your money's worth into, because if you're going to get like a cheap camera, you're going to not get a lot of use out of it. But definitely just pick something that's right for you, what you want out of a camera, and just something that's very affordable in your price range right now. So all I have to say, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to ask me. I will answer them as best as I can. I'm not a professional. I'm not saying I'm a professional. I know everything about cameras, but I'm just letting you guys know my opinions and my experiences. And I hope you guys thought this was very helpful. I know this isn't like a beauty related video, but I hope this helps someone out there that's watching. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Bye guys.